Hey there, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Smut Couch.
Welcome back, everybody.
It's been such a journey getting this far
Has
in
it?
our lives. Just in this journey on the podcast here.
Yeah.
You know, we want to take this time to
cute.
welcome everybody new who's been joining us because our analytics say there's a lot more of you than the last time we were checking. So hello.
I know.
Welcome.
I kind of showed Alexandros our like stats and things, and he was a little bit gagged.
I was caught off guard by how many people are out there. So hello.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Really?
Sorry you have to listen to me. Or thank you for choosing to listen to us.
No, love you so much. Truly, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who tunes
Appreciate
in. Thank you for, all the interactions on our social medias. I promise you, those comments that you guys keep leaving us,
You guys are funny.
They make our day, yeah.
You guys are funny.
It's really funny.
I also love when you guys message us and email us.
Yeah.
When we get an email, I'm always like,
we're making it in life, guys.
yes.
Was that what it felt like when email was like first created? It's like, I got an email, guys. Hold on.
Probably. I don't know. We're too
young and hip, obviously.
young.
You know? What crow's feet under my eyes? Shut up.
Actually, I don't have crow's feet, and I'm older than you. And that's on taking care of your
I just
skin.
smile so much. That's why. I'm just such a happy person.
Yeah, I guess maybe not me. Anyways, hi, everybody.
Welcome. Today.
What's up?
What's up? What's up with you guys? We'll wait for you to answer.
Yeah,
there we
pause for audience response.
Today.
Hey, love that for you, bestie. Let me finish my bit.
Sorry.
Okay,
It
anyways.
was an ongoing bit. Well, hi. As you can tell, we're tired and delulu right now.
Yeah, you guys, we worked
We both
today.
worked all day.
And
we're sleepy. We had In-N-Out.
We
Not
did.
sponsored. But,
I kind of had the longest week of my life, but in a fun way.
okay.
You guys want to hear the things I did this week?
I would love to hear what you did this week.
Thank you. I went to Knott's Scary Farm because it's
Ooh.
spooky season.
Spooky time.
So much fun. The day after that, I went to a Hosier concert.
That's
I saw the Forest Daddy in real life. And it was amazing.
Is he as tall as people say?
He was so tall that the guy who, like, before he came on, the guy who was setting up his mic was like reaching, like, it was so far over his head. I was like, damn, he's 6'6". Did you know that?
Yeah.
You knew that?
I do. I knew he was taller than me, which puts him like in the high six.
I knew he was taller than me.
Yeah, you know, he's up there for height.
Yeah. But anyways, so I did that. And then yesterday I did this thing where I like sang like thing. It was like a musical theater because I'm a musical theater child, we know. And so I like did a thing where my friend like set up this like workshop where we all got to like workshop our songs basically. And we like sang for each other. It was so fun. And then I was out late and then I had to be at work so early today and I didn't show up on time. I showed up an hour and a half late. And
when I was getting to work and I was like, wait, you're just now getting here? Hold on a second.
I rolled up so late. And then we worked and then we got food and now we're here. So I do feel kind of like a shell of a human, but all good things, all good things.
All good things, yeah. My week was pretty fun too. Went on a little radio show and stuff like that. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell.
Don't tell them what you told me
I had tummy troubles for the weekend.
Tummy
I gave Maddie the full rundown. You don't got to hear any of that story. As far as tummy troubles go, easy time. Easy time. About as pleasant as it could have been. No pain or struggle, just a little bit of an uncomfy wiggle at the end. But we're good now.
Ew. That's crazy.
Solomon's shaking his head. He hated that.
That's crazy.
He hated that.
Oh, boy.
Well, without further ado, welcome to today's episode, which is going to be discussing some Dramione, as the hat would say. Today's Dramione will be Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic by WhatMurdah.
Period.
Look at that beautiful artwork.
Woohoo!
Wow. Amazing.
This one was kind of wild.
By popular demand.
Yes.
We got so many messages saying, do this one, do this one.
Did.
And we said, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it, guys.
You listened.
And I'm glad we listened. This was kind of crazy.
I very much enjoyed it.
This was insane.
Yeah.
Let me find the synopsis real quick. Do you want to chat? Give me your first initial impressions.
First initial impressions, it was fucking bonkers. Just because as the title would suggest, it was quite a ride. Everybody is a whore.
Everyone's a
in this.
But
like,
through.
I do stan, as we know. I loved in this one the different combinations of everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I also really like when Dramiones expand past just Draco and Hermione.
Yeah, it gives you more to
you know, like
experience.
Pansy, Neville.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Theo, Charlie,
Theo and everyone, honestly.
Theo and everyone, as always.
Isn't that it? Oh, I think that's in the tags, actually.
Is it Theo? Yeah, but I really, that was fun.
Theodore, not everyone, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just so, and Luna sprinkled in there on the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good time.
Yeah, I will say, I kind of told you this earlier. I did have this, as a lot of our Dramioni's gore, they have some dark subject matter in it.
Yeah.
And there was something, I read the trigger warnings. There was something about this one. It wasn't the blood, don't worry. I'm so into vampires. That like, it kind of like struck a little triggering chord with me because of past traumas. And so I did have to set it down for a bit because I was like, I think that was it hit too close to home in a very specific way. And I was like, oh dear goodness. So I did have to pause. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it so much. But I did think it was interesting that even though I did read the trigger warnings and even though we do read.
Did you not read the dedication where this author wrote it about you?
No, literally, you guys, it was wild. But we read a lot of dark stuff. Like, you know, we've read like Manacled, hello. But I thought it was it just goes to show that you never know what.
You never know when something's going to hit home. And you're like,
yes.
Oh.
I was like, whoa, that happened to me. You know what I mean? Which, sorry if that happened to any of you, if, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I did have a little bit of a hard time with this just because of a very personal thing. Okay. But it's not against the fic or the fic
sharing
writer.
What part it was, or were we keeping
maybe? I don't know.
See how you feel.
Who's to say? I'm an Aries. I don't really share my feelings, but if things come out, who knows? It's kind of crazy.
You got
Put me in front of a microphone and I'll kind of say anything.
All right. So the summary then. Sorry that you went through that.
No, it's okay. But I truly want to stress though that it's not that I hated it. I very much enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just was like, yeah. So it took.
I hadn't read that just now.
It took me a little bit longer to get through this because of that.
Mm-hmm. We both finished at about the same time
today.
Yeah, today. Exactly. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah. I kept up my reading for this one.
Good. You didn't have to cram.
I didn't have to cram this one. No, I read consistently across the couple weeks that we were reading to record.
Okay, give us a synopsis.
The synopsis. We're lollygagging. We got to lock in. All right.
I don't think me trauma dumping is lollygagging, but work.
I'm lollygagging. I'm sitting there listening. All right. The summary. Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic by WhatMurdah. In my humble opinion, there are only 3 things that men should be, and that is bloody, slutty, and pathetic. And on a good day, Draco Malfoy can be all 3. When war heroine Hermione Granger and Azkaban tattooed war criminal Draco Malfoy are forced to wed, the tattoos are a big part, as part of Shacklebolt's controversial Reconciliation Act, they openly fight the match and each other, their public brawls breathlessly reported by the press. And then it keeps going with like secretly, should I just keep reading it? It's one more page, sorry. Secretly, a deeply traumatized Draco delights in Hermione's attention and pines for a real marriage with her, even as her forced proximity to the Black family magic irritates the cursed scar Bellatrix left on her arm, reminding her why she can never truly trust or forgive him. Then Hermione discovers that Draco's blood will soothe the scar, and Draco is willing to trade his blood for her body.
Dun, dun, dun. I forget how juicy this was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Sorry, I had
from the get-go. For context, I just got a text from someone who just started reading it saying, ha 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 ha, this is crazy. I love it.
It's crazy.
And I agree. From the get-go, I was, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, for those of you who haven't read too many Dramioni's, this is going to be a forced marriage type of, or marriage law, I think it's called in the community. It's called a marriage law because there are a few like this. This is just a more fun one than some of the ones that we've read.
Yeah. Like more fun. It's still kind of crazy, but it is. It's a little, in the scheme of Dramione fan fictions, it is a little lighter
than some of the ones.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I was gagged that it got me the way it did.
Of like terms of like harsh stuff. You're like, oh my god. So, started off obviously Hermione's getting paired up with Draco. reconciliation act. So all the Gryffindors are pretty much getting sorted with the Slytherins and such.
They're like, everybody be friends.
If you were on different sides of the war, we got to match you guys up so that,
That's
we can really start to
crazy.
heal. Does it make sense?
No.
Do I care? No.
I'm like, I feel like that is a surefire way to just set another war in motion, but love the thought, Kingsley.
Good chance.
Crazy.
From the get-go, I loved Pansy's characterization.
I always
had,
love Pansy.
That always gets me excited for continuing to read a fic, is if when I start reading it and Pansy is like spot on, I'm like, go on.
Yeah. I know.
And she gets paired up with Neville.
Which you would think Neville is like, kind of like Neville in the book.
A little awkwardness, yeah.
But no. It's, may we never forget, he killed Voldemort. He's like slay vibes. No, he's like
fanfiction
sexy.
Regularly gives Neville a good treatment.
I've never read a fanfiction with him in it. At this caliber.
Oh, yeah, where he's like really in it.
I mean, he's like had like moments, but I've never had,
where
he's like such a big character, and he's like.
I think the tag is BDE Neville for this.
And that is accurate.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Every single time he speaks, I feel like I'm in a therapy session. I'm just like, yeah, go on, yeah.
I love him.
He's just calm, sitting down, like, what is it that you really want from this? And I'm like, I'm
like, you guys want each other.
So yeah,
cute.
That's how that goes. That's the setup. Theonot, he gets paired up with no one because he's deemed as unstable. And he absolutely is.
Yeah.
I don't think one marriage could tie that man down.
No, I love Theo.
The slut within him overflows far too much.
Well, of course. I also loved the fact that like everybody's getting with everybody and everybody has gotten with everybody.
Absolutely.
Everyone's
gotten with Theo, apparently.
Even Draco.
Even Draco.
I love it. Bringing back the sugar and
spice vibes.
Memes.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
I'm a little burpy right now.
Burpee are in and out. Sorry. Alexandros clearly is taking this one away.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, go.
I'm trying to remember because
I pulled the weight last time.
The downside of me staying on my reading
is that you read
was
this
so long ago. No,
yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Apart from like the second half, which I did read more recently.
Yeah.
So they
right away though, there's like conflict between them.
They hate each other.
She's like, I hate you, and he's kind of like,
good.
Yeah. I hate you too,
I kind of like that you hate me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever related to Draco Malfoy more in my life.
Why? Because you're like, yeah.
I like women who are mean to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's so mean to him.
She's so mean to him, and so many other things have. Jesus.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. Okay.
Oh my God. But he has been in Azkaban,
as said. So he's for a couple years.
And then he was under house arrest.
Which must be better than Azkaban. Yeah. But they get paired up. Hermione tries to contest it, but the ministry's like, too bad. Suck a dick. Boom. Literally.
Maybe your husband's.
Yep. And so Draco sends his lawyers over to sign a bunch of contract stuff. She's like, what is he trying to keep me out of like all the vaults and everything and the blood purity? And he's like, so you're going to get the black betrothal ring to protect you and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can sign all this stuff. You can agree to this. And he's like, you'll have full access to the vaults and everything like that. Do whatever you want. You have to change your last name. She's like, okay, I reserve the right for blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, I'm blah, blah, blah. Okay. And she's like,
yeah,
they're agreeing too easily. What have I overlooked? What's going to happen that's bad?
Like, are things, yeah.
I'm bringing my cat. Okay.
Draco hates that cat.
He hates it.
Yeah.
That's how I talk to, I think why I relate to Draco so much, one of the main things is that the way he talks to Crookshanks throughout is like, you little stupid motherfucker. Yeah, dumb bitch. While he's like petting the cat and like giving belly rubs, feeding him meat and stuff. That's how I kind of talk to my girlfriend's dogs.
Obsessed.
There's a little Chihuahua who's like way too spoiled by the whole family over there. His name's Cookie.
They always Cookie.
He's got little white mittens. Essentially, he's about yay big. But I just pick him up and I go, I'm gonna put you in the oven and cook you, little man.
Oh my God.
And he just looks at me like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm not going to put, for context, I'm not going to put him in the oven. I feel the need to clarify that. I love this little guy.
Okay.
I just love being like, hey there, little guy.
That's crazy.
You look like you'd taste really good as a rotisserie chicken.
Oh my God.
Like
you are
that.
so weird.
Doesn't make sense. I know.
Okay.
But it's good.
Let's get back to it.
Back to it.
So
They mention signet rings. Anytime I see a signet ring in a Dramione fic, I go improper use of the Malfoy signet ring, which just tends to happen sometimes in fics.
Also, there's like the drama between like everybody hates Draco, so like Harry and Ron always have
they're Aurors right now.
Yeah. Wait, well that's later. But I love the kind of like retcon that this one did of eventually turning Harry into a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yeah, later on.
Because like, come on, that is
just go to be a cop. Come on,
like be literally so fucking for real. Of course, he's gonna go be a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Mm-hmm. He's leading up to be headmaster. Absolutely.
Yes. Just let him do his thing.
Ooh,
indigestion.
Lots of burping.
Yeah.
I loved the swears that they have in this.
How it was all so.
Merlin's tits is something that I love. Salazar's sacred ball sack is another one. And I was writing these down as I go. So as I scroll through my notes, we'll find something at some point.
And she always says like Godric.
Mm-hmm.
So do the other people from other houses? So he's always saying
Holy
Salazar.
Hufflepuff. Holy Helga.
Helga or Rowena. Like what? Those hit the same?
They don't hit the same, no.
Godric. I like Godric.
Yeah. Godric is pretty good. I feel like that's just like the default because they don't want to say God.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always hit I like the ones where they do the gods and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Draco sizing up Hermione at their quote unquote wedding because it's just in the ministry office while she's contesting it. And then they're just like, all right, well, you can say no and have your wand snapped here, or you can say yes and just blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, and while he's looking at her, his headcanon is, that's good. She's short. She's tiny. That's all right. She doesn't have to be taller to dominate or something like that. And I'm like,
already pathetic. That's something too that I liked about this was not me burping now. Was the way we shouldn't have In and Out so close to coming here. Was the way food. I know. We're sorry. The way it would like interject their thoughts between all of it, and like at one point Theo like has like a daydream or whatever, and like the way it would use that, and along with the like the articles, news articles, and everything.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
This was a very cool writing style.
I agree.
It's so difficult to like jumble multiple POVs so well.
I think it did it seamlessly.
So it did it super well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in full agreement with that.
Neville and Pansy, they start doing it right away.
Yeah,
they start banging immediately.
Everyone else
Wait, that was the one where you're like, when you read it, it's crazy.
Like, oh yeah, I wrote down the daydream chapter. What happens in Theo's daydream chapter? I don't remember.
I don't remember specifically, but he has a whole like daydream of like having sex with someone. I don't remember who it was though.
Okay. Is that what it was? Or was it being a family person? No, Draco has that fantasy at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing a bad job off the get-go, guys, but we're here for the vibes for this one.
Yeah. This was long.
It was pretty long, but it kind of flowed pretty well. Like I read it well.
Really long.
Like I didn't realize how long it was until like I was wrapping up. Like, oh yeah, that did take some time.
Really long.
I do like that when she moves into the manor, they're just like, all right, you can design your manor rooms however you want. And I was like,
so cute.
How would you design your ideal manor? That's what I wanted to ask you. Because they have the Lady of the Manor's wing and then the Lord of the Manor's
which
wing.
Like,
which is like the bigger room. But it's like, how would you design? What's your ideal, like, we're in The Sims, you're designing
it's gonna
Malfoy
be, well,
Manor. How are you
I feel like,
it?
To be honest, I feel like it would look the way that she does it. Kind of vibes. Or the way that, actually probably more like the way he would do it.
With the black and silver.
Dark. Yes. Yeah. Maybe not silver. Maybe more like gold, like warmer, dark academia vibes.
Ooh,
with like beds with like tall, like like big ceilings and like flowing
like pillars.
Things. Yes.
Like marble columns.
Yes, and there has to be like a little book bench by the window looking out into like the English countryside.
Do you want a floor to ceiling window or just like a nice little nook window?
¿Por qué no las dos?
You can have both, yeah.
Yes, right. It's a wing, so I can have kind of whatever I want.
You can do a whole lot of stuff with it.
Yes, and then I would want like a Pilates room.
Well, that doesn't have to be in like your little
it does.
Your bedroom. You know what I mean? It can
I'm sorry. I'm designing.
You're designing
wing.
the whole thing. Oh yeah.
I'm going for my wing. Yeah. It's gonna
Oh,
be,
I guess on your wing then. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would go all out. I'd be like, thank you, take my wand.
I'd be like, where's my Gringotts credit card? Thank you so much.
No, when he buys her a bookshop.
He buys her a bookshop.
Oh!
He names Flourish and Blots. Yeah.
But wait, let me ask you, what would your ideal room or wing look like?
My ideal, I do like cooler tones and accents. My girlfriend and I have like, quote unquote, gotten into fights because our manor designs are different. She's like, that's too cold and heartless. I can't do it. I need like a little bit lighter and like warm summer vibes. And I'm like, but I like cold, cool, rich vibes.
That's what,
'Cause I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think I agree that like black might be like too harsh. So maybe like a dark brown type of thing. Like just nice, that solid thing. And then I like silver accented stuff. So I'd probably go with something like that.
Interesting.
I don't know. In my head, I'm not explaining this right. And I can already tell.
No, it's great.
But I think Malfoy Manor, the way it's usually described with like
it's
the darks, the dark colors and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I'd be like, I like
Gorge.
that. Mm-hmm.
Gorge. Anyways, if anyone, anybody has a wing, they'd like to
how are you
give me.
designing it? Yeah.
No, I'm asking for
Oh, you're asking for a wing.
Yeah, or if you know of someone who knows someone who has like a hot man with a wing.
Now accepting sugar daddy applications.
Girl, I'm not below it.
I'm for it all the way.
Yes.
Get that bag.
Anyways.
So. Oh yeah. This is where we also get our first, he's imagining that's my good boy. Or something like that.
Yeah, he is he's down bad.
There's a lot for Sigmund Freud to unpack with his mommy and daddy issues that he has.
Yes. Oh, also Lucius is in Azkaban.
Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah.
As he should be.
Mm-hmm. This Narcissus is not in this one much.
Not really, no. And I like Fix with Narcissa, but like I feel like her little references, the letters that she's writing at the start being like, welcome to the home. I hope you guys have a really happy time together. And she's like, that's weird for the blood purist mom. And like, I always like when the family is like more, well, you know, we play the cards we're dealt. Like Lucius is still very clearly blood supremacist, but he's also just like, well, you know, I'm a realist, and I know that in our long history of quote unquote blood purity, there's bound to have been a guy or two that didn't keep to that, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's wild. So I guess we should talk about her
scar.
Yeah. So when that comes out, it's because he is cut. How does he get cut?
He gets hit in the face with a bludger.
Yeah.
While attending a game.
Yeah, so he like breaks his nose.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like kind of helping him, whatever.
Mm-hmm. She's like helping him, and he's like pissed, like, fuck off. You guys set me up, because Ginny Weasley is a Quidditch player.
Right.
And so she brings him to one of the games because like they're like, we have to be seen together or something like that. I don't know.
Public appearances.
Or no, Ginny invites him. That's right.
Yeah.
Because Ginny's like, he's hot. He's not as racist as he used to be, I guess. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so he gets hit and she's like kind of helping him, and blood gets on her, and then she's like, wait a second.
My scar feels better for
me now.
What's that about?
I like this blood on my
this blood very much. Solomon has no idea what that is.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit from the internet.
Right.
We both have internet brain rot.
We're done for, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
it's over for us.
And so it makes it feel better, which is like kind of a gag. And then she like kind of eventually brings it up to him. She's like, yeah, so this is kind of hurting me because it's a thing that the ring is doing it.
Yeah, so the black betrothal ring is meant to protect members of the black family, but it's black magic. So they find out that Bellatrix used blood magic on her knife that she cut Hermione with, so that it wouldn't affect people with black blood. So the ring is like conflicted with trying to enhance this blood magic, but also like protecting her. So it's just irritating it more. So Bill Weasley, notorious cursebreaker, was like, probably the best bet that you have is to just, you could do something with like ingesting his blood or something like that, I think was an option.
Yeah.
Or just apply it topically.
Topical.
Yeah. Just a little topical application. She's like, I'll do that. I guess we'll go with that one. But she doesn't want to bring it up to him.
Yeah.
And the whole time Draco's like really pissing her off by showing up at her office, which now says Hermione Malfoy on it. And she's like, she tries to change it back. But like ministry law is like, sorry, it's like your legal name now, so we have to change it. So he's allowed to keep getting in because, you know, he's the husband.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting there eating sweets, changing up her legislation that she's writing, just being like, that's bad wording. You should do this instead.
A menace.
He gets her an assistant.
Francesco.
Francesco, a little Hufflepuff.
Who's just like, what the fuck?
Dude, honestly, I don't know how much Draco was paying him to be the assistant, but it wasn't.
It wasn't nearly.
It wasn't.
enough.
That's why he quits. Like a few chapters later, he just goes, they're eye fucking each other all the time, and like they're really mean to each other
because they hate each other, but they just want each other.
They
so
hate each
bad.
other. I don't know. He doesn't hate her. He wants her to hate him though.
Yeah.
So his mindset is, if she gets mad, she'll be mean to me. Yay.
Men are so
I like that. And I'm like, I understand. Theo at a party that they're all at ends up hooking up with Luna and Charlie Weasley.
Wild.
Luna Lovegood, Charlie Weasley, and he ends up having a great time with Charlie Weasley. He's like, hey Charlie, what are you doing later? That was fun.
So cute and out of nowhere.
And when he's telling Draco about it, he goes like, OMG, who told you, Draco, that me, Luna, and Charlie like got together? And Draco's like, literally you did. Several times.
He's like,
you keep bragging about it. Stop telling. I don't want to know. Stop talking to me about it.
The vibes between like all of the friends is so cute. Go ahead.
It wasn't.
Don't let me stop you.
I'm so sorry. It wasn't ingesting the blood. It was getting pregnant would solve the issue. You know, it would be like, well, because there would be an actual black air in you, so it would immediately erase all symptoms.
Right. And
like in perpetuity, probably. And she's like, well, that's not going to happen.
Because she's like, well, he doesn't want me because she's a mud blood, if you will.
Whoa.
I know, sorry. But
I didn't realize you use words like that.
Sorry. Right. But because she's like, he won't let me like sully his bloodline.
Even though he said that any children that are formed will have to have the Malfoy name.
But I understand. Trauma dodoes wacky things. I clearly understand so hard. Neville and Pansy. Let's go back to them.
Yes, Neville and
those
Pansy.
Two. They keep going.
Yeah, Neville is also a super rich billionaire right now too, because he created a plant empire off of his fame for being a war hero, and he's also dealing in the black market too, because he's hunting down the rest of the death eaters. Yeah. I'm like, death dealers.
And he's like doing this like poison stuff. It's kind of crazy.
And so like the first conversation they have, Pansy's like, I'm gonna be bossing this man around, and he just like immediately like has the full alpha energy of just like, I take care of things. How can I take care of you? And she's just like, oh, that's hot. She's like,
oh,
okay.
And they are wild.
I remember the first time we pop on over to
another burp. Sorry.
Pansy. It's okay. To Pansy's POV after Neville like gets home from like hunting down some Death Eaters or something like that. Goes wild. Goes wild one? Out of that's where
the one?
He's got that green thumb. He's got a really good green thumb.
At work, and you were like, "Let me know when you get to that part."
I was like, "Just let me know."
Yeah, that was wild.
I was not ready for that chapter to come out of nowhere.
You know what?
We hadn't really had a Pansy chapter in a while. And then all of a sudden, he's all like, here comes this thumb." If you've read it, you know.
A thing I'll say on the Smut was that I was never bored. There was lots of it, and
different settings.
It was giving variety.
Absolutely.
Never once was I like, I was like, oh,
different partners,
that's
different stuff.
That's fun.
All sexual preferences. The Theo one kind of went crazy. The first Theo chapter that you get to where he's doing something where it's just a dominatrix stepping on him.
Wild.
Sorry you had to hear that unprompted, Solomon.
Yeah, it's so wild. I love it.
And he's just like, that's great. Yeah, I love that. She's like, I'm going to chop off your dick and feed it to you. He's like, if you say so.
Yeah.
And he's like, in the back of it, he's like, I should be more scared. I'm not giving her enough energy here. All right. And I'm just like, bro,
it's crazy. Can you explain? So Draco also was doing something with, he, who does he, the tongue.
Oh yeah, Crab's father.
Him and Theo that was great.
Because he's still trying to run a cover with Neville Longbottom to get to the rest of the blood purists that are out there that are trying to create a second movement or like another Wizarding War.
Right.
So he's meeting with Crab's dad, and Crabs ends up saying something about his
Hermione.
He says something about Hermione, yeah. And Draco's like, if you say something about my wife again, I'm gonna cut out your tongue. And he goes like, oh, that blah 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 blah. And he goes, well, Theo, hold him down, and we'll, Keep my wife's name.
And after this, keep every word outside of your fucking mouth
He cuts out his
can't
tongue,
talk
and
anymore.
he doesn't press charges because, of course, he doesn't.
Yeah, crazy.
That guy just cut out my tongue. I'm not ever saying a thing against him again.
But Draco's like off meeting with all these people, like helping them, helping Neville, like
undercover,
and he's using a different wand so that they can't catch him.
Mhm.
That was fierce.
An untraceable wand is crazy.
Yeah.
This is a good quote from Ginny as Hermione's like complaining about Draco and just being like, he's the worst. They need to repeal this act already. And Ginny's like, I'm not buying this for a fucking second. You're so into him. She goes,
she's a real friend.
He calls you love and dearest and darling and tells you he wants to shag you and maims wizards who insult you. And how would he act if he liked you?
Yes, it's so good.
Ginny's just like, just be so fucking for real right now.
She's such a good friend for that. It's so wild.
Yeah, Draco starts doing his little political things, trying to get Hermione moved up because his goal now is that Malfoys will succeed and House Malfoy must succeed. Mm-hmm. So now that she's a Malfoy, she should be Minister of Magic. She has the potential to do that. He starts moving her up the political ladder essentially by being like, "Hey, blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah blah blah. You should vote for them, or I'll cut your hand off." And then he just leaves. So, have you watched House of Cards?
No.
It felt like that a little bit. That's how well it was done.
And I loved how in that like like the vocal fry, we're from California, can you tell? Mm-hmm. With the like the media, the press, and like I like how that
all
was
the news
with
articles
this
and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's how it was tied into
interwoven into the story.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
With this specific type of a thing. Yeah.
I'm so smart.
With like the different, and they're like, oh, we've seen them fighting in public.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like,
and she's punching him, she's hexing him.
The way she just in public, crazy.
Right. I'm left. I'm right.
I'm so obsessed. It's bonkers.
So when she's coming home, they have their little common sitting area because she's still sleeping in her own rooms right now.
Yeah.
He's just reading Muggle Smut, which I thought was great. I'm like,
so good.
Love that. Another thing that I relate to on Draco with.
Yeah. He's one of us for real.
Absolutely.
He can sit right here.
Oh, I was like,
it's for Draco. Okay. It's for Draco.
Absolutely. Tom Felton, if you're watching.
No.
He'd do it.
No.
No? Okay.
Draco. Sorry, no offense.
I hated the this just felt weird to me that it was like such a big pivotal point, like the blood for the warding. Do you remember like when they're saying
Yes, they needed to yes. Do we say it? It was so bizarre. So like so he needed her blood to make wards.
Blood wards for the house.
Blood wards for the house.
The manor.
You know?
And the grounds.
And there's
like specifically
a monthly situation. There you go.
Specifically, I need your menstrual blood.
Oh, you said the whole thing, yeah. Wild.
And I was just like, why though?
Why?
Okay.
But okay.
All right. Sure.
So
okay.
Weird. Yeah, that was crazy.
We already have so many other blood things going on in here. I think we just wanted to get every single type of blood we could.
Yeah. And then
I have to talk about this Pansy Neville scene that happens a little bit later. For context, Neville, Pansy, lots of things going on there. They're going at it. You know?
Yes, they are, as we've said.
In the thumbs up way, not in the fighting way.
Yeah.
Thumbs up is a purposeful choice of words. Just saying.
Yeah.
I just wrote this in all caps. No, don't bite it, please.
Yeah. That bitch was using her teeth.
Was great in those fucking. And I just had to ask, all right.
What are you asking?
I couldn't understand how she was biting. And so I just wanted to know, is it like, okay. Are we like, I apologize to everyone who's watching, by the way, but are we, I guess, or like that from the side?
No, I would assume. Full on.
But like based on the way that like her head was angled, I was like, okay, is she just like along the way, you know?
Like a corn on the cob?
Yeah, corn on the cob or a corn dog. How are we biting this thing? I just want to know.
Corn on the cob feels worse.
It does.
It feels worse. So I'm gonna have to go corn dog. Cast your votes.
Please don't do that.
That's crazy.
In general, to everyone out there. Please don't. I just went, no.
He can take it.
Swipe down. Oh, I know he can take it, but I just went,
wild. And then Theo and like Charlie, they like are hanging out and they really like each other.
And Charlie is exactly what. Okay, I want to talk about the different dynamics of how these relationships are written because they're written so well with couple so perfectly complementing themselves.
Yeah, and it was so different, like every relationship.
Yeah, with Neville and Pansy, he is calm, stoic, and accepting to Pansy's like panicking anxiety of like needing to always take care of things. She's finally getting taken care of, and that isn't something that like she has to worry about because she always had to baby Draco and Theo, even when like she and Draco were together.
Right.
All of her insecurities are essentially solved by his, big dick energy, confidence, and security in himself.
Sweet.
He's got his own little baggage too that Pansy helps him through by comforting and stuff like that because he's dealing with his trauma from the war and everything and not being able to move on. Draco and Hermione.
He got a shit fucking deal and all that.
He kind of did. I mean,
with his parents and everything.
He had a glow up though, so it kind of been all bad.
He's hot now, so actually his trauma's gone.
He got abs. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Trauma gives you abs. Give me some trauma. Right. I'm sorry.
That's crazy. Anyway.
For Draco and Hermione's thing, it's all of them complementing each other. Hermione can finally go into her own power and be in control of something in her own life for once.
Oh.
And Drake, well, yeah, because that's her whole thing is that she doesn't have a choice in who she marries, all that stuff. But when she's married, she finally is the dominant one in a relationship. And Draco can finally get what he wants, which is to be ordered around safely, I think, to belong to somebody he wants to belong to.
Yeah, because he's been forced to do so many things.
So even like when he's working with Neville, he's doing it because he doesn't feel like he has another choice. He's doing it like
That's very sweet.
As a slave to Neville now, essentially. So he always just has another boss. So when it's somebody that actually values and cares about him, he gets that love and acceptance while also,
That's beautiful.
I came up with that just now, guys.
That was good. Okay, and then give us Charlie Theo.
Charlie and Theo is so afraid of commitment and becoming like his father because his father killed his mom, a bunch of house elves, and just
terrible.
Theo's dad is always the worst in everything that I read for all fics.
Poor thing.
And Charlie gives him that space he needs to come around. It's that mentality of if you love something, let it free. Theo keeps trying to do stuff to piss Charlie off, to push him away. Like he steals that watch that looks important.
Right.
And he keeps sneaking out on him in the middle of the night after they have their
and Charlie like calls him out, but like in a nice way.
He just says, "You're more than welcome to keep doing that, but you can stay too."
Yeah, he not call him out, but he makes him aware of like what he's doing, and it's also like, "But I am here," and I think
I'd
also
like to keep seeing you.
Also, the way that he has such a loving family, Charlie, and the way that the family, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So, and it's just exactly what, in this case, Theo needs. Because otherwise, he'll keep running away and running back to his usual patterns and habits
in this scary manner.
And he keeps coming back because he's allowed to leave, so he doesn't get scared off.
That's beautiful,
and it's nice. Yeah.
Aw.
That's the deepest we've ever gotten, I think.
That was really good.
I just mean like analytically wise.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was good. That was big brain, Alexandros.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I tried really hard there. Anyway, Hermione pitches the idea of, hey, your blood really helps. I would love for you to give me some of your blood, so I could rub it on like some lotion, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
And Draco's like, come spend the night with me. And she's like, no, just give me your blood. And he's
stay in my bed.
We're negotiating. He's like, we'll do it. We'll do the application in my bedroom, and you'll leave in the morning. And she's like,
yeah,
okay. I'll stay for an hour. He's like, you'll stay the whole night. 2 hours. You'll stay the whole night. And she ends up staying the whole night and stuff like that. Nice little shirtless bloodletting ring. I'm just like, oh, there you go. And I think we've talked about this before, but how do you feel about blood play? And like steamy situations.
I mean, to be honest, never given much thought before we read all these things.
Because, broadens your horizons, as it were.
I don't know if I necessarily have a thought on it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think I'm indifferent to it. It's not, I don't live, I don't hate. I just am like, okay.
I think it's just not my favorite bodily fluid to be covered in. If that
dear
makes
God.
Sense. That came out much weirder than I meant for it to. Hold up, Pot. Don't shake your head like that, Solomon. Please. No.
Oh, dear God. What do you mean?
No, because she's like, they both end up covered in like his blood by the end of it because he's just letting it pour out. I'm just like, I don't know. It's sticky. It's kind of uncomfy. I don't know. It's like if I had to choose, I don't know if I'd go with blood first.
Go with another thing. Yeah. What would you go with, Alexandros?
I would go with
Don't
my own sweat from getting a hard workout in.
Good. That was a good answer. Okay. Good answer.
I'm gonna be sweating now. Like, hi, internet.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's messy.
And then the next morning, his hand is just somewhere fun while she wakes up, and she's like, I should use this.
Yeah.
Wiggle.
Yeah.
And then she leaves.
Then she leaves.
And then Draco's like, so she totally just used my hand for that. That's great.
Yeah.
I was not asleep.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. I love the combined name of Park Bottom for Pansy Parkinson
so
and Neville.
cute.
I was like, that is not their name.
It's so
It is.
funny. And then what?
Oh yeah, they do a little montage, and this is what we were talking about with the
the
headlines
I
interwoven.
love the way they did that.
I love that style where it's kind of montages flashing on down through as their relationship
So
develops over
cute.
the months.
Mm-hmm.
We have dinner at the Weasley house, and I love anytime they have positive portrayal of the Weasleys. In this case, George, because Fred is dead. And they're kind of just like always the fan favorites of
Mhm.
everything. And I feel like that's a unanimous Harry Potter experience that
Yeah.
I'm going to love these two right here. Have you
Mhm.
seen the interview with the two twins? I don't know if I've mentioned this here before, but there's an interview, and I think it's an actual interview. I've only seen the pictures with the captions under it, but there's an interview asking the two twins, perfect. Is it fun like playing like twins and like this movie and stuff? And they're like, yeah, no, it's really great. And so like, are you guys twins in real life? And with that, they
No.
just look at each other and go, no, actually, we met at the audition.
I'm obsessed. That's crazy.
What is that question? Like,
What?
they're twins. What do you mean?
That's so funny. Oh my
Are
god.
you guys twins in real life? What does that mean?
Of fucking course we are. We look exactly the same.
And then
So good.
bit of drama amongst the Golden Trio.
Yeah.
Ron is married to Susan Bones. Harry's married to Ginny, and Hermione finds out at a dinner that they're both pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and they planned it.
They planned it so that their kids could go to Hogwarts together.
Which I've always had interesting thoughts about people who do that in real life.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird.
How do you feel about like BFFs who are like, and now our kids are gonna be best friends?
I mean, like cute in happenstance, but I think to like plan it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's all
unless it all works out. I don't know.
I know like how the planning works. I'm just like, well, we know we're gonna try for it, but it's like, how specific do they get? It's like, all right, so
This night,
you get like a remind, like they have their Fitbits on or something like that, and they're like,
Physical activity?
like, oh, she's going through physical activity. We got to start right now.
oh, that's
gotta sync up.
crazy. Sick for that.
I'm sorry.
Sick for that. Yeah. And they kind of, I didn't like the way they were like, sorry, Hermione. I was like,
Yeah,
ow.
definitely, and that's one of the things that like is so great about the different levels that the relationship is at right now, where she's kind of being pushed away by her friends, and she lays like mad at them at that. But then Draco calls her out and says, well, you keep them at arm's length. Like, you don't tell them about the pain you're feeling. You don't tell them about anything that you're actually going through in life.
All valid points.
Because, they end up apologizing for it and then talking about their own things, which isn't healthy across the board.
Yeah.
And I think the moral of this fic overall, which is why I loved it so much, was just not growing out of your friendships, but adapting as you grow. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like, things aren't always going to be the same.
Right.
Like, they're still the golden trio, quote unquote, and they're always going to have a place in each other's lives because they have to, just for the world and like what they've been through. But they're not going to always have the same dynamic.
Right.
They're going
They're
to grow,
not
they're going to
teenagers
change.
anymore.
There's going to be things that they can't offer each other anymore.
Mhm.
And it's not that they should, but that it's good that you acknowledge that and
Yeah.
change that relationship so that it can still be a healthy one.
Wow. Alexandra's just so like
I'm
philosophical.
profound right now.
Today. I know.
It's the lack of sleep and the tummy issues from earlier this week. That just my head is
Yeah.
no longer full of shit because it's all okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Solomon
anyways.
hates those jokes.
Um,
Sorry, Solomon. I'm sorry.
He's it's all right.
It's all right.
So yes,
Yeah.
he's like
then
doing all the
Draco-
things. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, yeah. He goes to
Yeah.
it's Avery who
Avery.
is running this new blood supremacist movement.
Right.
And so Draco keeps popping up at the house trying to work his way in as a spy for Neville, this is all off the books, by the way. The Aura department does not know about this.
Mhm.
So he goes on in, being big dick energy on campus. They're like, you can't come in here. And he shows off his dark mark real quick. They're just like,
Mhm.
that's because he's like the only one left out with one. So so all
Yeah.
these like the new young blood that's coming in, like all the
Yeah.
freshly graduated
Like,
from Hogwarts that are like, yeah,
obsessed
Voldemort had the
over
gravity.
him.
They're like, he's so cool and hot
Yeah.
and everything.
And hot.
And then they're like calling him out for like, because they find out that like he and Potter got into like a fight at the bar, like when they
Right.
announced that they were all pregnant without Hermione, and they were pointing wands at each other. It's all front page news. So
Mhm.
they're like, why didn't you kill him when you had the chance? And he's like, Yeah, why didn't I kill the most famous
Yeah, like be so
wizard
for real.
who beat the Dark Lord twice, once as a fucking baby
Yeah.
in a public little pub that everyone goes to?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And then he takes off.
Be smart.
He does
guys.
that hot moment where he takes off. He just slowly like unbuttons his shirt to
Yeah.
show his Sectum Sempra scars. And he's all like, this is what
He
an
did as a
untrained
teenager.
16-year-old did to me because he didn't like me. And I was like, well, all right. It was a lot more than he didn't like you.
Right.
And I guess I get that it's a hairy POV for the books. But I'm betting you struck first, bro.
Right.
I'm
Be so for real.
we do a lot to forgive Draco here. He did some shitty things.
Yes.
And he deserved his time in prison for what he did.
Well,
I know
yes.
he was a scared kid, but he did try to kill a bunch of people. And,
Right.
he had to. I understand he had to.
Oh,
Dad, there's
But
crimes
still.
for siding with
Yeah.
somebody who calls himself the Dark Lord.
Well, yes. Crazy. That's so funny.
And later on or something like that, she's yelling at him for always making snide remarks so that everyone just thinks that she's his sex doll
Yeah.
or something like
He's
that.
like, what is that?
He's like, what is a sex doll? And then he thinks to himself, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory, actually.
And then he's like, ew.
He's like, ew.
And then at this time they're like doing it on the regular.
Mhm, yeah, now they're
But they still aren't
hate-banging.
really like talking about their feelings.
Mhm.
You know, she doesn't say that. He brings up at one point like having an air with her, and she like kind of is like, "We're not having no."
She's like, I will consider it in 5 years.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna fucking consider it? That's the best news I
Yeah.
could have ever had. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
He's like, la, la, la.
He's like walking on air.
It's so funny.
Because he thought it would never gonna happen. He wants to be a dad so badly.
Yeah.
Like he was like so sad boy imagining his life. And she's like, I want to get my career settled, and then we can revisit the conversation in 5 years.
Right. He's like, yippee!
There's a conversation.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
He is pathetic.
So you're
That's for
saying
sure.
there's a chance. And his whole thing the whole time is he needs to be called a good boy.
Yeah.
He needs someone telling him, good boy.
Yeah.
Do you need attention? Are you gonna be good?
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend might get mad at me for saying this.
Uh-oh.
But
Scared.
there is absolutely nothing erotic or sexual about this part of what we do. We do this as a bit.
I'm scared.
When we went to the Starfall Ball in Colorado, we stayed with a friend's family, and one of the friends who went with us, who did Nesta and her husband did Cassian, they brought their baby to, not to the actual event, but like to the house that we were staying at, and they were teaching him like little ASL stuff for conversation because he's 1 year old. So
Years.
the bit was that this means more, putting your hands together, clasping them like this. This means more for like more food. This means all done for like, no more
Right.
food. I don't want any more. I'm all done. So me and my girlfriend as a bit just started doing that to each other. Like whenever I'm eating like a
crazy.
snack or something like that, she'll look and just go,
That's
and I'll be
so
like, do you
funny.
want some more? And she's like, yeah. And then
All
like when I was like, do you want
done.
another bite? And she's like, all done.
That's
So it's stuff like
cute.
that with like baby stuff. And then,
Uh-oh. No, it's gonna take a turn.
because we always like, we love like videos of like kids like freaking out and tantrums, stuff like that. The bit that I'll do is like I'll get fake tantrum pout mad or something like
God.
that. There's nothing. Once again, there's
Oh,
nothing.
God.
It's not like any of those like weird like baby play shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That-
yeah, yeah.
I'll just go like, then I'll stomp and that's it. And she's like, "Oh, do you need attention?" And I was like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
need attention."
That's so
Just
wild.
cutesy shit. Nothing weird. I
It's not
promise it's
weird.
nothing weird. Shut up.
Ah,
It's been years.
oh, you're so silly.
I know.
Anyways.
just
When
says-
did they go to the Saint Mungo's situation?
That's a little bit around this
Yeah,
same
right?
time. Yeah.
Because they're kind of gallivanting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't like this one. There was a lot of just like living with them.
Yeah.
As they.
So there's not too much plot to
no,
do.
this
Like
is
the plot.
this is. Go ahead.
No, like the plot like sums up like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they fight at the St. Mungo's thing. They
Mhm.
hex each other a little bit. Hermione gets her wand confiscated. Draco gets arrested.
Yeah, gnarly.
And the whole yeah.
She goes to his cell and they
Goes to
start
his cell.
doing
They
it.
he goes to her cell.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh,
'Cause she's
right,
locked up.
right.
And I'm like, come on, guys.
It's so funny. And then they're like, "You guys, are you being serious?"
Yeah, when the aura comes, they're just like, come,
He's like, "Are you guys being so serious?"
I'm not paid enough for this.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm
That's
sure
the
he's
one
not.
thing where I'm like, they're the villains of this story.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, it's 6 a.m. right now. What?
I just want to.
Good for you, but what?
Yeah.
I love that for you. I wrote this. Draco, please go to Sex Addicts Anonymous, because they're fighting about a Rita Skeeter article at some point.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
so
crazy.
hot, right? And I'm just like,
When does this happen?
Oh, that happens.
Is that before or after that? I don't think
This
it really
this is
matters.
this is way after that, but this is after she like gets promoted to international magic and starts really establishing
Right.
herself. So
Yeah.
at his trial, they can't prove anything because every time they search his house, Hermione like ended up tipping him off so that he could get rid of his illegal stuff that he has.
Yes.
And they're just
Iconic.
like, well, we're going to be breaking apart your marriage because we've decided that, a Death Eater
Oh,
here,
yeah.
because Ron has stepped in, Harry has stepped in saying they cannot be together. And she
Mhm.
gets kind of fed up with that. It's like, why is everyone telling me what I told them at the start? That now they're deciding that I'm
Yeah, why don't
no
you
good
guys
for this?
listen to me? Why are you guys
she
ready
wants to
to
say.
listen to Ron and Harry when I was the one saying this?
Mhm.
But now she wants to
And
stay
she
in
finds out that like Draco didn't contest the marriage, and if he had contested it, then it would have been dissolved.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well,
Drama.
maybe we'll dissolve this marriage bond and stuff like that. He's like, no, she's a Malfoy. I'm gonna send my lawyers, and we're also gonna all my business stuff is gonna be pulled out of here, and all my money in Gringotts is
Mhm.
gonna be moved to the French banks, and everyone's like,
Yikes, never mind.
I'm
With that.
very invested in Malfoy stock right now.
Yeah.
I can't have you doing that.
Malfoy
Maybe-
Limited.
Malfoy,
It's kind of giving us.
Smut Couch LLC.
LLC.
Guys, we're an LLC now. I think we said that last time.
I saw that and I was like, that's giving us. Because we could have chosen Limited.
There we
But
go.
we chose LLC.
Absolutely.
LOL. But it made me giggle.
Of course. We're basically like the Malfoys at this
Yeah.
point. But like
We're
just
so
in rich
rich.
points. Just because we're rich. We're not rich yet, guys. We're trying so hard. I'm so poor. Money's fun. But yeah, this whole time, like her scar, they keep talking about how awful her scar keeps getting, and I'm like, is the blood helping? We're like 18 chapters in, and
yeah,
like,
it's
it
like it
doesn't
needs to
seem.
stay on it or something.
It's like you gotta start applying this more regularly.
Yeah.
This pregnancy thing
I
might
hope
be your
he's
only option.
hydrating.
Yeah, he doesn't think
That boy does not drink water.
does
Let's
not
be
drink
so for
water.
real.
He is so pale. He's anemic too.
Gaunt. Yeah.
He's a hollow man.
Yeah.
Losing blood was not an idea.
Mm-mm.
Ginny said something about like, oh, Malfoy's not taking out his frustration on you, is he? And Hermione goes, well, because he's definitely doing something. And then this is a crazy quote right here that I have to say because I just threw my phone like that.
Yeah, there were a few of them in this one.
There's no way I just read that.
Yeah.
Not in like any bad way. I'm just like, that's crazy.
No, that is
crazy.
we read crazy stuff. So of course,
yeah, because I never want it to seem like I'm shitting on
It's the name of the
fanfiction,
game.
but I just threw my phone just to go like I need to
not
process.
even in the fan fiction, even in like the love hypothesis.
Yeah, you're just
like that was fucking
the whole
crazy.
titty in your mouth, Adam Carlson. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you're like that was fucking crazy, but I live.
They're going at it, and she's thinking back to when they were going at it.
Mhm.
When she'd said she was sore, he'd episkied her cunt and fucked her again.
You didn't have to say the whole
I'm sorry. We should bleep that out. We should go back and bleep that out. We'll bleep that out.
Oh my god. We only say that in like the sleigh way. Yeah, they use that word a lot.
I just wrote, huh? After that, because I was like, I had to reread that line several times. Because I'm like, there's no way I just read that. I've never thought of a pisky being used that way.
Which one's a pisky?
It's the one that like pops Harry's nose back into place at one point. So I think it's a quick little healing one. And I'm like, there's no way you just. So I just imagine that sound. And he just goes, just pisky. And just, oh!
Crazy. Oh.
And then after this
What do I
is
do with my
when he goes into her office and Ron is there and they're talking it out and they solve everything, which I like.
Right.
Everything gets talked out.
Yeah.
They settle their issues that they have and they agree that, Draco's okay. And that's when Draco's like, I was good. And she's like, get on your knees. And he does. And then she puts like her heel like up on his shoulder and goes, bark for me. Yes.
Yes.
And he does. He does bark.
Good
He
boy.
does.
Good boy.
Good boy indeed.
Crazy.
Good.
Yeah.
Would you rather
Uh-oh. This is always crazy.
someone say good girl to you,
Mhm.
or would you rather say good boy to him? Or say good girl to her?
I'm an Aries, so I'll say good boy.
You like the good boy.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
He starts putting in mirrors in the manor too, and he says like, I just want to see something, and I just thought, hi Bridgerton, like while they're doing that. Yeah.
So Bridgerton. And then it kind of wraps up a little bit, and we start going to right.
Yeah, they go to the wedding, which is when Longbottom and him have planned for like the double cross to happen to kill all these blood purists.
Right.
We didn't really mention Flint Marcus, but he kills Flint earlier on.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about those people.
Yeah, fucking, I love when we hate Flint.
Yeah.
This was a great quote that just sums up Dramione as a whole and all fan fiction. Everyone gets a green suit and their own psycho Slytherin fuckboy in the post-war era.
Obsessed.
Don't mind me.
Obsessed.
And I was like, yeah, it's absolutely how it goes.
Yes.
They're at the Neville Pansy wedding, and like
So
everyone's
cute.
paired up great. It's amazing.
And of course, there's a moment where like he almost dies. She
dies.
like says, "I love you," and there's a moment where she's like, "I'm saying it too late." You know.
The first time they say "I love you," and then
It's so cute.
he doesn't die, and he goes right back to the wedding. Good for him.
Yeah, cute. And then it's like the epilogue, which I really like the epilogue because it showed us tiny little scenes from like over the years.
Yeah.
So cute.
Such a long epilogue too. Like I was reading that for the entire day because
yeah.
I was going. I was like, whoa, epilogue.
Yeah.
All right, we're still here.
We find out Theo has a kid
with Luna.
From when they had their little dalliance.
And that's so Luna could have just be like, oh, by the way, here's your kid.
You want to hang out with her for a while?
I think it's your turn.
Yeah.
Which
Theodora,
can't be healthy for
love
Theodora.
Goodnight.
Yeah. If I were Theodora, that's got to mess you up.
Right.
Thanks, Mom. Just growing up.
And him and Charlie are still together. And just the way like it showed them having their kids. Like Hermione had a kid.
Oh, we got to establish like when they have their kid.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's
okay.
Pansy trying to wrap has her kids and stuff like that. I know we're cutting close, but we're pretty much at the end here, anyways.
Yeah.
And then Hermione is in the tub like one day, a few years later, after like the Marriage Act was repealed and everything like that, but she's still with him and she's just not commenting on it to the press. She goes to like scrub her arms and notices the scar.
Yeah, the scar's gone.
She doesn't need his blood anymore. It's just fully gone. She hadn't even noticed, and that's when she decides we'll have kids. I've decided that now.
So cute.
And he's so excited to oblige. Neville says something crazy a little bit earlier or something like that because Pansy's like, I made this chart of the most like effective positions to get pregnant and stuff like that, and he just goes, I don't need a spreadsheet to get you pregnant.
Yeah, that one was wild. Love it. Everyone has kids and they're so cute.
I do like how in the last part of the epilogue they finally mentioned the kids' ages because I was getting a little lost there with the time skips.
Yeah, because it was just
okay, hold on, let me do my math real quick. But then they're like, they're at Hogwarts. I'm like, okay, I'm with it.
I'm obsessed with kids bullying
Harry's kids and Draco's kids.
Yes, and Draco kids. And Pansy and Neville's kids being like, yo, shut the fuck up.
We'll beat the shit out of you. And
it's
they do.
So funny. And they do. And McGonagall's like, you guys.
Okay, they're not losing points for this, but just cut that shit out.
We can't have this happening.
Yeah, come on.
And there's just two girls who are
Harry's
like,
the defense against the dark arts teacher now.
It's so good. So cute.
To sneeze.
Hermione becomes Minister of Magic.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
So fun.
Girl bossing it.
Yeah.
Draco puts his little spies and plants like in other people's offices to help that happen along the way.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Excuse
you. Yeah, so cute.
And I love the McLaggen moment because we always hate McLaggen.
Fuck
McLaggen.
McLaggen, you're right.
McLaggen. He's yelling at Draco at one point during the epilogue, being like, I know you put spies in my office, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to fire everyone from the past 2 years. And he looks to his right-hand guy and is like, I think his name was Barry or something like that. Barry, fire everyone that's blah, 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 blah. And Barry, Draco's inside man, he goes like, you got it, boss.
It's so funny. I loved how like silly little bits and pieces of this one was.
But yeah, Minister of Magic makes her speech, great time. I love the final article talking about the summation about like, she still has all her progressive reforms. She's made it clear that blah, blah, blah. Draco Malfoy, not a blood supremacist, it seems. He keeps donating to all these causes, so how his image has been shaped.
I also love that even once they had kids, she'd be like, what? No, me and my husband, we don't do anything. Yeah. You remember that was so funny?
I said, Hermione is a gaslighting queen.
So funny.
Every single time. What about your news? They're like, what about the baby? And she just covers her pregnant baby.
What are you talking about?
What baby?
It's
You're
so
literally crazy. I don't know.
I also really liked too how they kept her name Granger alive in other ways, like naming like part of Saint Mungo's after her.
The Granger Award. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the donations were in the Granger name. Her name is Hermione Granger Malfoy.
I thought that was really
A
sweet.
little hyphenated thing because Narcissa
Yeah.
Black Malfoy is what they do
Yeah.
in a lot of the fanfics, at least. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's canon per se.
But I thought that was really sweet.
There's another moment of gaslighting that I want to mention about Hermione
Please do.
is that when she's like the deputy minister or something like that,
Mhm.
somebody's like, I've been mugged 6 times or like 6 whatever how many times. And it's every single time that I don't vote for one of your bills. She's like, that's crazy. I don't know. Do you think I'm mugging you? And she's like, no. And the guy's like, no. Do you think my husband's mugging you? He's like, no, it's a different kid each time. I'm like, well, these streets are dangerous, man. Maybe if you tried voting differently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's insane.
She's so funny.
I'd lose my mind if she was looking at me dead. I'd like, I don't know what that's
Crazy.
about. Crazy.
I also, one last thing that I loved too was how it kind of went the Cursed Child route. Have you seen Do you know Cursed Child? Did
I
you
never
read it?
read it.
I
no.
saw it on Broadway. It was very magical.
Mhm.
But it's gay with Albus and Scorpius.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like this
Gay.
in this. I was like, ooh, there ain't no other way. You know?
I did like that.
That's a ball in the
I
music.
wanted to ask because
Thank you.
they always go for the name Scorpius because I think that's the canon name for
It
his
is, yeah.
kid. How do we feel about the name Scorpius?
Whatever.
What's the
You don't
best
like
like
it?
constellation name that you can think of? Because I think
I mean,
constellation.
Draco
names
is
are so cool.
so good.
Draco's a good one. What are the
I was
other-
like Aries.
Aries is good. Orion, I like
Orion.
personally. That's a good one. I had a best friend when I was a kid named Orion.
Oh, that's cute.
I like
Orion and Alexandros is a crazy name for two best friends.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I like him.
fun times. I
Like-
think
That's everything, right?
I didn't like Pansy's kids' names. That's the last one. Primrose and Posy.
I think those are cute names.
You like those names?
Yes.
I just thought it was
You're like,
all
get
right.
outta
Yeah,
here.
I was like Primrose, get out of here. Hunger Games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's just
it.
about some. Then at the very end, when the kids are at Hogwarts, they're sitting in bed saying that they love you. They choose each other,
So cute.
and just powerful, solid, thorough writing.
I loved
that I
it.
like a lot. Very well done. WhatMurdah? Hell of a job.
Hell of a job.
Hell of a
WhatMurdah.
job. Loved it.
Loved it.
Phenomenal. Thank you for the Rex for this one, guys.
Thank you. It was very much enjoyed by
It was
both of
a
us.
great experience.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of crazy at some parts,
So
but I
crazy.
loved it.
That's what the ride is for. Anyways, next time.
Next, you can say this.
Yeah!
You can say it. I know.
You guys,
I've been waiting.
I'm so excited. So it's like, obviously, it's like giving fall vibes. It's
Mhm.
like giving Halloween. Do you know what it's giving? Ha 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 ha. Twilight.
Next episode, we will be reviewing the first Twilight book.
You guys, if there's anything about me, Twilight is my everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And so I'm so excited. Alexandros has never read it or seen it.
I've seen clips of the movies. Like, I know, spoiler alert for the last movie.
Wait, you haven't seen Twilight?
Isn't that crazy? Solomon?
I've seen clips
Even
of it.
I've seen Twilight.
I've never seen it all the way through. I've
That's
seen
bonkers.
I've seen most of the first one, I think, and a good chunk of New Moon is the second one, right?
Yes.
Then Eclipse is the third one.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen a good amount of New Moon.
New Moon is the one we don't care about as much.
Yeah, I
'Cause
figured.
Edward's not in it.
So I've seen clips from both of those, and I know that the final fight scene, the twist with that one, unfortunately. So I'm not.
Oh,
Gonna
it's so good.
I'm not
I
gonna
was
be
one of the
gagged
people
about
in that movie theater, like fucking gagged.
crazy. So Twilight next, first
And-
book to be clear, but we'll talk about the movies over because I think you're gonna make me watch them.
Yeah, I think we're gonna watch the movies. And I just want about Twilight. I will kind of not accept criticism, sure, on Twilight. Okay, but we go into these things ready to appreciate them. Okay, okay. This
Okay.
is to you.
Okay.
Okay.
When do I shit on anything? I don't
You
ever
don't.
really shit
You
on it. I just
don't.
feel like I didn't
But
like them.
I get shit for Twilight, for loving Twilight all the time, and I won't accept it here.
You've got it.
This is, I can sue you.
Mhm.
I can't.
Got it. We're business partners now. You can
No.
sue me.
Yeah.
Breach of contract. You put it in the contract that I can't shit on
You
Twilight.
can't shit on
Are you gonna put
emailing
that-
our lawyers? Oh, that's so funny. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. If you don't like it, that's like okay, I guess. Just how does it feel not having taste? Just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Solomon's gonna kick us out.
Yeah, okay,
So,
we gotta go. We ran too long.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Telltale sign of a good fic is when you are left wanting more at the end of it. And I absolutely wanted to keep reading. When I
Yeah,
ended
so
it, I was
good.
like, oh, that's it? Ah.
Yeah.
So
Loved her. Loved you.
thank you for coming in, tuning on in. Tell us what you
Thank
thought.
you. Also, like, Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Like, subscribe, comment. We never do this part.
Oh, yeah.
And all of those. And tell your friends.
Please, and tell us what else we should review. We're always getting recs. We
Please.
keep getting sent books. And
I think we have an
things.
idea for like our last like Halloween one.
We're trying to set up a runway, but we're
Yeah.
definitely looking for what you guys want to hear from us.
Yeah.
So please keep them coming. That's why we did Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic. We got so many requests. So until next time, read Twilight.
Read Twilight!
Where am I waving?
Bye.
Which one is it?
You're left.
There we go.
There you go.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.